Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young. And we are here to rant and
rave. Yay! Jessica, I would ask you how your week is, except that I just talked to you for 3 hours before I hit the button record. I wish that was an exaggeration. Let's see. We were supposed to start at 11:45, and it is now 1:30.
You guys, when we did our first recording, we would talk and have a green room dump from day one. And we were always like, one day we'll record those and maybe we'll find some gems. You know what? We would need to charge a lot of money to disclose what comes up in those green room dumps. All right. There are some gems. Sometimes it's hilarious. And I'm like, I wish we were recording. Sometimes I'm like, thank God no one else is hearing this except Dana right now.
I know, because at the end of this conversation, I was just like, I'm not a worldwide gossiper. I just like to share a little cup of tea with my girlfriend every once in a while.
That is hilarious.
Oh, well. We enjoy each other. What can we say?
We do. You know what? I have one quick fun tidbit to say of my week. It was such a delight. There's no secret that I love watching anyone's children do anything, whether it's somebody online that I've never met or my friends' kids or my own family, right? So some friends of ours, our friends Chris and Sarah, their daughter Betty, who is one of our listeners, she wrote into us.
I know.
Little cutie.
I love it.
She is an amazing dancer, and she goes to a school that has an amazing dance program, which I love. I'm like, my school didn't have a dance program because it's a magnet. Right? I always forget because I didn't go to a magnet school. How cool those schools are, depending on what it is. Some are science-based, some are computer-based, some are arts-based. So anyways, this was their big end-of-year show. It was an hour and a half long. There was even an intermission in the middle. And it was one of those things. And part of also me saying this is, if you are doing something, even if it's the last minute, and you're like, you know what, I should tell so-and-so this, or I know they always wanted to see whatever, just try. The worst thing that happens, they can't make it. You know how many times people have asked me, and I'm like, I can't this time, but please keep asking.
Yeah.
She texted me. I had literally just wrapped for the day, and I was done. And I'm like, I can't believe it. Yes, I can make it. So it was totally at the last minute. I was in the right space for it. I was excited, and it was amazing. It was such a delight to watch middle school kids do like interpretive dance. I mean, it was choreographed.
Was it like,
it looked like
in like end of year recital, or
yes.
I know there's a lot of talent shows. So Marcelo, who played my son on Modern Family, obviously we follow each other, and I still speak to his parents and stuff. And he just did a school talent show, which was really cute.
I've
seen a lot of talent shows. Yeah.
So I love that. And yes, I haven't been in a school, especially for older kids, right? In a very long time. And I will tell you, Sarah and I kept looking at each other, and I'm like, if I had half the confidence that these kids have at this age, and even some that maybe don't, they're still up there and doing it. A lot of people I know couldn't have done that and would have been really freaking out inside. All walks of life, these kids, some were really good at dancing, some weren't. Every body type you can imagine. Everybody was just, I don't know, it was such a cohesive, different experience than I feel like we had when we were younger. And it was really beautiful for me. I get really emotional about that stuff. I got real teary, and I was like, this is really beautiful.
Oh, yeah, because it encourages the children to be who they are.
Yes.
we were told, "Be quiet, don't speak unless spoken to, stop
Yep.
making weird faces, don't
Yep.
be such a weirdo." Like, we were
Totally.
shut down at every single step. That's why
Yeah.
lately I've said, I know who I am now as an adult, and, we have our weirdo of the week corner, and I'm sure some people are like, "Well, that might not be very nice." Well, what they don't know about me is a lot of times the weirdos are my favorites because I'm a
Yes.
weirdo. Like, I grew up to understand I'm a weirdo, and that's okay. Weirdo is not negative anymore. When we were kids, it was negative. Now it's the same as unique,
Yeah. Quirky.
and yes, and I love that. Like, whenever I hear I heard a child that everybody kept saying, "Stop being so weird. Why are you so weird? You're weird." And it's done playfully, but that message is hammered in. And I
Yeah.
leaned into her and I said, "You know what? I'm weird too, and I love it." And she
Yes.
giggled and gave me a hug, you know?
Totally.
So
Absolutely.
we weren't allowed to be
No.
children. All the summer's coming and the kids are getting out of school. My kid's out of school this week, and all the parents are talking about like camps and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
also the round of videos that come out is, oh God, my kids saying I'm bored, and how we were put outside and the door was closed until 7 or till dinner.
Yes. You came
Like,
home at
it
dinner
was
time when the sun went down.
yes, and we weren't chained to anything. This is how it went down in my house. It was, "You don't keep opening and closing that door. You're letting the cold air out. You go outside and you stay out there, or you come inside and you stay in here." Well, what kid's gonna, like, imprison themselves? So you were like, "I mean, it feels like it's 500 degrees out and I can only drink from the water hose, but okay." And I was scared to go inside and go potty. Do you know I got in trouble one time because I made a little girl from across the street pee inside of an empty shed because I was afraid to ask to go potty.
Oh my god.
My mom said, "Why wouldn't you be afraid to ask to go potty?" And I go, "Because if I had come and said that we had to go potty, you would have made her go home, and I would have had to come inside." Like, just bawling.
Dana. Oh
That I
my
made that poor
god.
child pee in a shed.
Oh my god. That is
Yeah.
insane. Okay.
Anyway, I love seeing the kids
Were
do
you
that.
ever in
So
the talent show?
congratulations. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Me too. I
Not you know what's weird is my high school did not ever have a talent show. I
neither did
did
my
them in
high
junior
school.
high and
Middle
elementary.
school. Yes.
Yes.
Elementary and
Yes.
middle school.
Middle school. That's so
And why
weird.
not in high school where kids really at
Actually have
least
skills.
yes.
Yeah.
I
I don't
know.
know. They do exist because I see them on Instagram, and if it's on Instagram, it's real.
I lip I lip synced Michael Jackson. You want to be starting something, you got to be starting something. And I had the fedora and his sequined glove that I borrowed from my
Interesting.
brother. Mhm.
I did a Beach Boys Christmas song. Way
Amazing.
up north where the air gets cold, there's a tale
Yeah.
about Christmas that we've all been told. Yeah,
Cute.
I lip synced to that, and I had a Santa and stuff.
Amazing.
I didn't win.
Amazing.
Did
I never
not
won. I'm
win.
shocked I was let in, especially when I actually sang instead of lip synced. I sang the Greatest American Hero theme when I was a kid. I
Ooh,
still know it by heart. Yeah. And I did
yeah.
not have a good voice. But I
I
remember
don't know
you
that I
had to
believe that. Your
audition.
voice is so deep.
Oh, it's awful. And I don't have the breath support at all. Um, you had to audition to be in the talent show. And so I didn't
Oh,
audition with what I was doing. Why, I don't know. I
oh,
auditioned with God Bless America.
oh. Were you a citizen?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I thought
Huh.
I could do some dramatic, like climbing with my voice with that song.
Okay. Some runs. Show
I
your
guess.
show your
Stand beside
range.
her and guide her through the
Only
night with the
reason.
light from above. Reverberation. I thought that sounded good and like you were talented.
You mean vibrato.
Whatever. I ain't a singer.
The only reason your phone's not blowing up, your phone is not blowing up because Alan is not at the house.
True.
Otherwise, you would have gotten some angry texts.
I know. I know. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Dear God, I will say this really quick while I think of it, before I tell people how they can get a hold of us. You guys, we are sending all of our thoughts and best wishes and prayers and whatever else to Canada, because if you don't know, only a few days ago it was at 600,000 acres. It's now over 8 million acres that have burned or are currently burning across Canada. The smoke has now reached the northeastern United States.
New
They
York,
can
yeah.
see it in New York and New Jersey.
Yeah.
It is so horrific. And I think a lot of people forget the Rocky Mountain, that range runs through North America. That goes from the US into Canada. And a large part of that range, and it's in different provinces that the fires are going on. It's awful. We know all too well in California and just in the Pacific Northwest in general about that. It's awful. So we are sending our thoughts to everyone and hope that everything's okay sooner than later.
Yeah.
My God.
Hope that they get it out. I understand that, burning creates new life and things like that, but when you're talking about that much, it's a travesty.
It's staggering.
Yes. Oy, oy, oy. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I don't have much to report about my week, so we can just move on.
All right.
I know.
Well, again, we also got it all out pre-show. So
Yes.
you guys, please write into us. We are going to be using some rants from our Happy Valley Improv Festival audience. So
Yes.
that's where our rants are from today. Please write into us. We love hearing from you. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast, on TikTok at the Rants and Raves P. You can email us directly at the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com, or the contact button on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com. And last but not least, please find us, subscribe, download, watch, whatever suits your fancy, our YouTube channel, the Rants and Raves Podcast. We have full videos of our entire episodes. We have also just the audio version on there, and we have shorts. So you have 3 options in the world of YouTube, and you can also, of course, continue to listen to us on anywhere you find your podcasts.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think
Indeedly.
you're up first for rave or for rants,
I
right?
think I am, and boy, oh boy, I could have written
Ooh,
this myself.
Oh my god, this is a touchy one. I don't
Mhm.
want to overhype, but it's like got to be careful.
Right. This one is called The Bridesmaid Commitment. I think we know where we're going.
Mhm.
I was a bridesmaid last summer, and I had no idea how much time and money goes into that shit. I'm talking dress, shoes, bridal shower, bachelorette party, snacks, and alcohol to get through it all. And now I'm the maid of honor in a wedding this fall. You mean I not only have to pay, but plan this?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you do. I'm going to tell you something right now. I have been a bridesmaid too many times. I think it's fun the first time if you're young. Now, I had a handful of friends get married really young. Like, honestly, a lot of friends I grew up with and went to college with got married by 24. Most of my friends in LA got married in their early 30s up until their early 50s. Right? Just different.
Yeah, very different.
I don't even know where to begin, but I'll just start with the dresses. All of mine were donated. We can just put it that way. I never would I've even considered to rewear them. One, I looked like an Easter egg. It was satin and that pale lilac, that exact like Easter
Yes,
lavender color.
Easter
Uh-huh.
pastel. I know
In
exactly what you're talking about.
satin. And you're gonna
Mhm.
love this, Dana. I bought a purple bra. I'm like, well, can't wear a black bra under it. I bought a purple bra. Now, y'all, if you are a bridesmaid or anything for that matter, meaning having to dress up, I implore you to try on your undergarments first. Because I did
Mm.
not, and we were getting ready for the wedding, and that bra came up with full
Way
coverage,
over.
way above that, to the point where it truly wasn't possible. It's not even like something that could have been trimmed. And I'm like, forget it, I'll never wear it again. Her sister looked at me and goes, yeah, Jess, you can't wear that. So I swathed myself in the excess fabric because I had to get a taller and bigger size dress and pay extra money for that. And then they had to cut off the extra fabric because I guess they thought I was 7 feet tall as opposed to 5'9". And I used that as a wrap and tied it like a tourniquet around me and squeezed my boobs together so they wouldn't bounce up and down as I went down the aisle
Because you
with my
had no
two.
bra on?
Correct. I've worn a
No,
bra
I
since I
couldn't
was
do that.
8 years old.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have done that.
uh, I also had to buy a Vera Wang dress once. I
No,
think
who
you.
does that?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
no. I would have said,
And I
I'm sorry, I'm
had.
going to have to bow out.
I'm gonna refrain from saying why I couldn't do that, but it wasn't an
It's
option.
How dare you ask your wedding party to have designer clothing for your wedding? Because
So
just
no,
real
tell
quick,
me.
you donated those dresses. Well, because it's not your style, it's the bride's, whatever. That's
It's
changing
not
a little bit
anyone's
nowadays.
fault.
But the thing is, like, I have a dress. I was just in a wedding in August, my first one, by the way, and I tried my
Hmm.
hardest to get out of it. Uh, the dress is beautiful. You saw it. You were at the wedding.
Yeah,
The dress is beautiful. I had to
totally.
buy 2 dresses to fix it the way that I wanted.
Uh-huh.
Um, and also it's a beautiful dress, but where the heck am I ever the Met Gala? Where am I gonna go that would require a formal dress?
I know.
And
I
it's
don't
not
know.
like I can recycle it for a red carpet. Oh,
No.
here comes Dana Powell in a dress by Kate's wedding. Like
Well, that Vera Wang dress, also I had to pay through the nose for the excess sizing that was needed for me.
Mhm.
And I had to go to, so help me God, and she still exists around the corner from me here in Studio City, a tailor who literally did the costumes for Esther Williams back in the day, like
Wow.
the famous synchronized swimmer and
Uh-huh.
performer. That lady also was not nice with her words and let me know how difficult it was due to what she had to do. That always is
Awesome.
the best part, is somebody
Yeah.
making you feel bad about it, right?
Horrible.
Um, yes. Instead of it, this is what I have to say. Try to have as much fun as possible, and all of these silly things are not what's important. Okay, save your money. You don't need to buy your friend a penis necklace. Nobody wants to wear that. Okay, all that baloney business and the dick cake and all the stuff around that, save your money. You know what's lovely and what I suggest? Plan a 24 to 36-hour overnight trip that's hopefully within driving distance of most people that can go. If some were lucky enough to be able to fly in, let's make it easy on everyone. And that was when things started getting fun. Again, friends getting married in their 30s, and we weren't going to strip clubs or doing this and
Right.
that and limos. We all went to a hotel for one night in Palm Springs. We went nowhere. We parked ourselves by the pool,
Mhm.
had drinks in hand, and everybody crashed there and just
Well,
laughed and talked. That's it.
you remember our friend Chris Germain when he got wedding, he when he got wedding when he got married, he rented out a big house in Vegas, like
Yes.
off the strip outside. that had a
Yep.
pool. It had like 15 rooms. It was like this mansion thing that they just
Heck
rented
yeah.
for the weekend, and all of his family and her family could stay there. And then the rest of us
Mhm.
drove up. The wedding was there. It was gorgeous. And then we all went inside. Some people put on bathing suits. I wasn't in the bathing suit era yet. Um, but, like, it was all contained in that one place, and then
Yes.
those of us that wanted could either stay a night at a, cheaper hotel or whatever, or just drive back
Uh-huh.
home. We're 4
Yeah,
hours from home, 5 hours from home, so that was amazing. Um,
totally.
I might Are you done saying what you wanna say?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Because I'm gonna take it a step further,
Mhm.
and we've already established I'm a weirdo, so maybe this is where that stems from. I revel in it, it's fine. I'm gonna say save your money altogether. Save your money, save your parents' money,
Yeah,
save your friends' money, and put a down payment on a house, or go take a nice trip. Don't
yep.
make people pay for your party. And you're like, no, I paid 30,000. Okay, well, I just paid 2,000. When you ring it all up of parties and gifts and the multiple dresses this big old barn of a body needs to buy because they're all dipped at the same time and it has to match the color. I
Uh-huh.
mean, it, listen, I had a great time. I love my friend. I'm glad I did it and I'm glad I'll never do it again. It was so stressful. I didn't get my dress measured right, just didn't even bother to tell anybody, but if you look at those photos, mine's the only dress that's an inch and a half too short. Um,
Well, and you and I both eloped, so we really are speaking the truth and
Girl,
putting our money where our mouth is.
there's 3 girls in my family. I have 2 sisters. My parents have never thrown a wedding. We'll just put it that way. Didn't want it. Like, I can't the thought of someone spending 20 to 30 and upwards $1,000 on something and then rent an apartment. Like, no. Or go buy
Mhm.
yourself a new car. It's one night, and it's so much literally, when people get married, they plan it for a year and a half or more, and
Yeah.
it's all they do. Every weekend, they're visiting venues, they're tasting things, they're doing things, they're sending emails, "Girls, we all have to buy our dress at by 5 p.m. on Sunday." Like, it is so all-encompassing for you and everyone you've put this curse
Mhm.
upon. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You're just giving away you're lighting money on fire. For some
I didn't wanna
pictures,
do it.
go buy yourself a dress downtown that's fancy, and I'll come to your house and take you some pictures so you can show your grandkids, okay? Like, it just to me, I don't know, some people, that's all they've ever wanted, that's the biggest moment of their life. I'm
Mm.
like, "Dear Lord God Almighty, my heavenly Father, don't let 23 be the peak of my life. Don't let this be the biggest celebration I ever had. I want to have kids and a career. Woohoo! I don't care about this first dance." I just don't. I don't. I guess I'm weird. I've never wanted it.
No,
When
to
I
each
was
his own.
asked,
It was so stressful to me to even
it is always stressful. It's still stressing me out that I
think
have
about it.
two wedding gifts that I haven't sent out yet, and I know I
Oh
only
god.
have like the least rude I can get is a year, and we're closing in on it real quick.
Oh
And
my
that's the
god.
kind of stuff that wakes you up at 3:30 in the morning and you go, "Oh my god, they hate me."
You
Do you know what I mean?
maniac.
"Oh no, there's no more bulls." What? And
Oh
also,
my god.
you've got to I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. You've got to think about too
Yes.
the financial disparity between you and others, because we have a very good friend. I'll just say I was on a team with him. You know him very well.
Mhm.
Um who is married to someone with a very famous last name.
Mhm.
And my team, we all went to this wedding.
Uh-huh.
We laughed so hard with the groom, by the way. This was all very open because we're all weirdos and we just love it. But I couldn't afford a cherry pitter. Uh, Dan and I, we will never forget it. We sent them 3 spoons. It was all I could afford.
3 spoons. Not
And
even
somebody
one place setting.
couldn't
Amazing.
afford it. The 3 spoons were the max I could afford
Oh my
because they're
god.
very, very well off.
Yes.
There was a water pitcher just for water on the table. It was just glass and see-through unless it had gold in it that you could lick and get rich from and grow money trees. I don't know.
Oh my
All
god.
I know is that this glass pitcher was $3,500. That's why I bought spoons.
My god.
And somebody else in our group bought them like one cherry pitter or artichoke pitter or
Shut
something.
the
And
hell
at
up.
the time, I was like, I don't even know what that is. I mean, we laughed so hard, but it was like, well, okay.
Yep. Unreal.
Anyway, okay, we're done with weddings. And
Ah.
I would implore all of you, if you love your person, I'm so happy for you, and so is everyone you love. Just throw a big party. Like, don't
Mhm.
make all the plans and the ceremony and the stuff. Rent out a warehouse downtown if you're not afraid of vampires, and just have a huge party. I always think of warehouses downtown is where raves
Yes.
happen and vampires.
Sure. A couple of kegs from wherever and Portos to cater. That sounds like a hell of a time to me.
And you hire a DJ.
Yeah. John Conroy at your service. He's done half the weddings of improvisers in LA.
Hilarious. I mean,
Yes.
honestly, that's the most fun part.
I
I don't
know.
remember your vows. Do that together where it's meaningful with you. I don't remember them. I never
You know,
will.
the best thing that ever happened at a wedding?
Hmm.
It was downtown, and all of a sudden, and this was after there was dinner, but late night, because this was like one of those weddings that went long, the In-N-Out food truck rolled up.
Oh, that wedding I was talking about had an In-N-Out food truck. We also had a fresh next morning newspaper waiting for us on our car seats. There was a
That's
cinnamon roll truck,
amazing.
an ice cream truck.
A cinnamon roll truck.
Yes.
I need it in my life. You can
It
tell
was unlike
Alan for my
I've
50th
never
birthday, get me a
so
cinnamon roll truck.
the
That's all
front
I
yard
want.
of the front yard of the house that's all you want. The front yard of the house was huge, right? And all walls, nobody could see in, whatever.
Right.
And that's where the reception was. And while we were eating reception dinner, they were setting up the backyard where the ceremony had been to
Oh
be a
my
huge dance
god.
floor. Okay.
Sure.
So we go to the front. Jessica, I've never seen so many mirrors hanging from majestical trees in my life.
Oh my
And I'm not talking
god.
about pocket purse mirrors. I'm talking
No.
about full body length,
Yes.
framed in mirror framed
Gilded
mirrors.
from
Yes.
Versailles.
Yes. It was honestly the most magical thing ever.
I'm
Now,
sure.
here's the thing. They can afford that. It's not going to put a dent in them. Most
Right.
of us normies we are like on diets and saving our pennies to make these things happen. So like I don't want to give anyone the wrong impression. I love going to my friends' weddings as long as I don't have responsibility. And planning, forget it. I told my girlfriend when she asked me, I said, "Don't make me your maid of honor because I am not reliable. I am telling you that right now. I'm not reliable. I can't do it. I can't keep it together."
Yes. I also
I can't-
applaud you for saying that. I'm serious because people
yeah.
feel pressured and you have to say, "I'm sorry, I can't do it. It wouldn't be fair to you. I don't have the time
Yes.
or I'm going to be honest, this is not my forte. This is not my strength."
Yes. But,
Yeah.
like, if you have the money and you wanna do that and it's meaningful to you, great. But if you struggle with money in any way and
Mhm.
you're, like, saving your pennies and your parents are scraping and his parents are scraping or her parents are scraping, whatever,
Yep.
just maybe throw a party and be done with it. That's the most fun part.
Yep.
I don't know, I just never had those dreams of being the bride and the tiara and the everything. Now, my elopement, I did get a dress I wanted, pretty satin
Mhm.
strapless, and I had a veil. I had the things I wanted that were important to me.
Yeah.
We had the time of our lives. We just laughed and giggled and it was a ball. Now,
Mhm.
I wish had I had the money, I would have loved to come back to LA and had a party for all my friends.
Sure.
But due to finances and the fact that I probably pissed off a lot of Catholic family on my newly husband's side, we did not do that. And I will say, you have to be prepared for drive-by comments because I get them to this day.
Yes.
Somebody didn't have a wedding, but not my dad. My dad's like, "Man, I don't know, got lucky, I guess."
I love that. That's such a Gary thing to say. Got lucky, I guess.
I
He's
don't
not
know how,
wrong.
because 'cause I'm like, "How did you have 3 daughters and no weddings?"
Right?
Crazy. Anyway, don't put financial restraints on yourself or your friends, I guess is how we can
Yes.
end it. Have fun,
Totally.
yes, but don't push it too hard. Alright. I will move on to my
All
rant.
right.
This is also, I just want to reiterate, these are all from listeners, and this is from
Yes.
Happy Valley. So this one will be very short, unless you have a direct and concise and clear answer to this question. This is a rant that just says, people who run shirtless outside, does it help you fight your demons faster or more directly? No, this is such a wide open rant
I
because I was
know.
really analyzing it. And at first I was like, are they talking about like guys playing soccer at the park? You know, because I was like, well, it doesn't help you fight your
Little
demons
game of
faster.
shirts and skins.
Yes, and then I was like, "Well, no, maybe they're also talking about, there are some places where women can be topless as well." I get the feeling that's not what they're upset about.
Topless.
But what let me, yeah, like French beaches and stuff. Um, but what makes me laugh is like, why are they so angry that like I'm assuming they're talking about people jogging and stuff.
Yes,
Shirtless.
that's what I picture.
Yes.
And I also wondered if it was just guys because they're literally, if your shirt's off, then there's nothing on. Or is it women too who can't be bothered with a t shirt and are merely in a sports bra
Sports
or
bra.
jogger?
Yeah, but it's never upset me. Like, I'm not a part of that camp. You will never see an inch of my flesh. Honestly, you're
Ever.
never gonna see me running, but these old knees are well past that. But I was thinking about it as I read through the outline, and I was like, "If I were a dude, though, would I
Would
take
you?
my shirt off?"
If
Not at this
you,
body type.
I mean, I think we know that some people are, yes, happy to show off their work of
Yes.
art. I mean, there are people
Yes.
who are
Yes.
chiseled like an Italian
And they
marble
work hard at
statue.
it. Yes, yes. Now, I think if I was a dude and I was, like, at home helping my wife garden, I would take my shirt off. If I was a runner, I might take my shirt off. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it doesn't help them run down their demons faster.
No,
I just thought it was so funny because you see, especially out here, we see people jogging all the time because we have, like, those
right?
walkways, like, along Victory, along Chandler and stuff, so people are always working out. It does get on your nerves and you're like,
Mhm.
"Fine, I need to do something about my body." But, I've never been like, "Ugh, shirtless."
Uh,
Do you have any thoughts on it?
no, I mean, I'm laughing. I mean, actually, I'm typically usually amazed and looking through sunglasses so they don't see that I'm peering out of the corner of my eye as they run by in my car while I'm at the stoplight. Whoa. Whoa.
The only
Like, I
reaction
ain't
I
mad
think
at it.
the only time I've ever felt, like, negative about it is when I'm feeling personally bad about myself and I told myself I was gonna work out and didn't or whatever, and then the
Sure.
most I see them and I go, "Ugh, I know. I'm fat. I get it." Like, that's the only
Shut up.
as if they're personally attacking me by taking care of their own health.
Listen, I make no secret about the fact that I don't take off my clothes for anybody, and I mean
Uh, uh,
anybody. If I'm
uh,
not in the shower, I am clothed at all times, no matter what, and I mean no matter what. Okay?
yeah.
Uh but I'm telling you again, I guess it's age, and we were talking about this a lot in the green room dump, and just reaching the true point of I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
I've done this now at doctor's appointments. My whole life I've been like,
I know, I know.
and I think I've shocked them. I know I shocked that poor radiate, not radiate, what do you call it? X-ray tech when he's like, "Oh, ma'am, put your gown on." But it's like, dude, you're about to press up and like, let's just, we're here, okay? Or my
Well, I'll
skin
tell
scan at
you.
the dermatologist, I literally stood up and dropped my robe like I was Kim Cattrall. I mean,
Okay, I just had that experience for the first time. Did we talk about this? Like, okay, so
no.
in all transparency for the 7 of us together right now, Jessica's getting ready to travel, and so we're trying to get a couple of episodes ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working, so that's made schedules harder because everybody knows as an actor, you never know when you're gonna work until 20 minutes before you have to be there. So
Indeed.
it's been a little bit crazy. But for my last job, I had to get a spray tan, which is cool, except how it went
No.
down was I stepped out of the light and I heard one of the clients from across the country go, "Hey, we all agreed there that talent's getting spray tans, right?" Right after I walked away. Like me and the wardrobe ladies were giggling so hard. I was like, "Oh my god, that's because I blinded them." So anyway, I don't have you ever had a spray tan?
Yeah, I hate it. I did it once. I did it for my first high school reunion, my 5-year high school
Oh, girl.
reunion.
I bet it's a way different experience now.
Yeah, it was, you went into that thing, put out your arms and spread your legs and held your breath
I didn't
for
have to
like a
hold my
minute.
breath.
Oh
I
God, it was
only
awful. And I looked
I
like
only had to
Trump.
I only had to
I
hold my
did.
breath when she was doing right around my nose and face, right?
Uh-huh.
But yes, I had to put my arms out. I had to now, I did not go total nudies. There was no like crazy horse. Nobody will get that. That was the fully nude strip club in my hometown. Crazy horse. So
Shout
I
out to
didn't
the Coronet Club in Atlanta.
so
All nude.
I didn't have to go crazy horse or cornet, okay? She said you can leave whatever undergarments on you want. So
They
obviously you
will
have
be
to take your bra.
ruined.
Yes, yes. They will be ruined. But obviously you have to take your shirt and your bra off or you're going to have big straps.
Yes.
But I did leave
Yes.
my panties on. Dan Tipton and I laughed so hard at the stark difference between night and day on my
The
butt
tan
cheeks.
lines.
Yes, on my butt. I was like,
Dying.
if that's not the fullest, brightest full moon you've ever seen. But I have to say, you might want to try it again because you saw me. It looked very natural and it still does a week and a
Yes.
half later. You guys can't tell on my face, but like to me, my legs are tan.
It was a compliment. It does look totally natural and not
But they
weird
use a
and
big vacuum hose.
orangey.
Is this how it was when you did it? It's
No.
a giant vacuum hose and
No.
it will suck or blow. I don't know how
Excuse
that's
me?
gonna sound on a
I
audio.
think you know exactly how that's going to sound.
It'll suck or it'll blow. And they spray you with it, but you don't have to hold your breath. And then water activates it. So if you get any on your hands, like I accidentally touched, I wanted to be like a little bug, I guess, and I touched the
Uh-huh.
walls, side walls to balance myself. Nope,
Hilarious.
black fingers. And she goes, "It's okay. We'll wipe it off. We'll wipe it off because water will activate it. Like you can get it
Sure.
off." Anyway, I gotta admit, I felt a little fancy, but the terror I felt in having to just drop all my clothes and stand there in my
Yeah.
panties.
No, now I'm just like, all right, well, you got to see it anyway. So what am I going to do? Try to hide
Well,
it, pretend like if I
I
just keep
know.
this covered for another
You're
couple of
not gonna
seconds, you
know.
won't realize how I really look. I mean,
Well, and
it's
the thing of it
ridiculous.
is too, like, I think at our age, I've talked about that switch that's flipped. Like, I went in
Mhm.
there and the whole time I was like, this girl doesn't care. She just wants to get to the end of the day. She doesn't
Yep.
care about me. She's probably not even going to remember my face. Uh, Also, when I was standing there getting sprayed and I just felt so open, I was saying
Mhm.
in my head, I often approach things like I'm just going to the gyno, like you just got to put one foot in front of the other and do
Yes,
it.
of
And I kept
course.
saying to myself, Dana, you've had a baby. You've had young men with their noses practically in your vagina trying to get stuff in there. You've had people up to their elbows inside of you. This is nothing.
Okay. It's true.
So true. It's so true. They do not care. They just don't. Okay, well, I cannot believe we're just now getting to a cleansing breath. We definitely need it. It's a staple of our show. We like to get all of this out, which I can't
Yes.
believe that we talked for 17 hours and then still had more to talk about, but we did it, y'all. So we get all of that out. We take a deep breath in, we blow it all out of our bodies, our spirits, our minds, and then we fill up the rest of the time with goodness, giggles,
Yes.
interesting stuff, and raves about charity organizations and good news. So if you can scream it out, always going to encourage that. If not, at least take a second to breathe with us. Okay? Are you ready?
Indeed, I am.
Deep breath in and ooh, that was nice. I needed that.
Yes.
And I needed that. That reminds me of what I said every time I got school clothes for my birthday. Thank you. I needed that. All right, moving on.
No.
Because my birthday's September 1st and school started like September 6th. So I'm like, I really needed a new ruler.
We're gonna have to have a BTS birthday for you. Remember when I
I
thought
know,
behind the
right?
scenes meant back to school? Mm-hmm.
Yes. And the thing is, it wasn't my parents' fault. It's not their fault. Well, they shouldn't have had
Wasn't it
all of
though?
us around holidays. Denise is right around 4th of July. I'm right around what is that, Labor Day? Yeah, Labor
Mm-hmm.
Day
Yep.
and school. And Tiffy's right after Christmas. So a little bit
Oh
that's
my
their own
god.
fault.
Okay.
All right, you're up first for corners.
Well, this is one we haven't had in a long time. It's a
No.
no corner.
No.
This is so disgusting. And of course, I sent this article to our friend, Mr. Brian O'Connell. He immediately replied back with, "Oh my God, I've literally been researching this very thing for a project." And he proceeded to send me multiple links to peruse.
Ugh.
So, of
No.
course, he has.
No.
This is from the LA Times. Man who tried to smuggle roasted eel into the U.S. faces up to 21 years in prison. Now, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would be lying if I didn't tell you that I love eel, or
Okay, of
unagi,
course.
as it's called
Okay.
in a sushi
No.
restaurant.
No.
I love it.
I've had pet eels.
You
3.
have?
Yes.
Moray eels?
Of course not, you maniacs.
Huh?
Those are saltwater demons. They helped steal Ariel's voice. Of course I don't have this.
Flotsam and jetsam. Oh my God.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it.
Me too. The wholesale business operator of Yongchang Trading Company in LA County smuggled thousands of cartons of frozen food that the FDA deemed unsafe for human consumption.
I'm thinking one dude had a dead eel in his suitcase. Thousands?
No, this is a big time operate. He's facing 21 years in prison.
Whoa.
Kevin Shang Xiang Fang, 41 years old, and his wholesale business, Yongchang Trading Company, pleaded guilty last week to smuggling and introducing adulterated frozen roasted eels to interstate commerce.
What's adulterated mean?
I don't know, but that sounded sexual.
Sexual.
Like a philanderer, like you cheated on your spouse.
These eels are just going around poking holes everywhere.
Okay. Now, this is where it gets crazy. And again, I have no pity for you when you're doing something that was deemed unsafe for humans.
So illegal.
You know what you're doing, and you don't care because it's about money for you. It's the bottom line.
Yep.
Back in February 2017, the FDA tested one of his shipments consisting of 2,100 cartons of frozen roasted eel and found it to be unsafe for human consumption. Fang attempted to re-import those rejected eels later that year by mixing them with a new shipment of eels and using different identification numbers that are needed when bringing goods to the U.S., said Assistant
Mm.
U.S. Attorney Amanda Bettinelli, who is prosecuting the case.
That's balls.
It's beyond. This individual showed complete disregard for the health and safety of the U.S. consumer by knowingly
Yes.
bringing tainted products into the market. Eddie Wang, acting special agent in charge of Homeland Security Investigations, Los Angeles. One shipment contained roasted eels that were tainted with antifungal and antiparasitic agents that are not approved by the FDA for use on seafood.
No.
According to the FDA, prolonged exposure to those materials can have cancer-causing effects.
There we
Fang
go.
will face a maximum sentence of 21 years in prison at his scheduled sentencing August 14th. What?
I mean, you are putting thousands of people's lives at risk. You
Yep.
need to pay.
Yep.
Holy cow.
It's so gross and crazy.
And to try again, you know what you're doing. Ah. Ew.
Yep.
Ew.
So gross.
Yes.
I'd be lying if I didn't say I wanted a caterpillar roll right now.
I can't with you.
Eel and avocado, your favorite.
Ew.
With some teriyaki eel
just
sauce.
Gonna have to start sending you some cute eel videos, I guess. Boy,
what have you got
some...
for a corner?
Well, hopefully not as nasty business, right? I actually have an animal instincts corner, which I love.
Yes.
This one, though, whatever. Let me read it first, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Because I have some issues a little bit.
Okay.
This is from Lad Bible, which I love. They have so many interesting things all the time. Whether you read their articles or watch their videos, I love them. But anyway, I watch a lot of their interviews and pieces on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel. It's very informative if you're ever just looking for something to watch. Anyway, this one is from Lad Bible. The article's written by Carissa Bosinakis. Scientists pumped tons of cement, or cement, however you say it, into an abandoned...
Cement, ma'am. I thought you were about to say semen.
No, I said cement.
I know, but you said scientists pumped a bunch of cement.
Okay, Professor. I think you see what I meant.
Oh my God, you are out of control. It's hilarious.
Okay. I was going to tell you about how somebody was talking about something the other day, and they were talking about how they still wanted to do something, and they said, steal a couple of times. And somebody was like, "I'm sorry, you're stealing?" And he goes, "No, steal. And I'm like, "Oh, still." Because I had no issue. I knew exactly what he meant. Because I used to have a girlfriend that dated a guy who his name was Dale, but for 2 years I thought that man's name was Dell. Dell. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Amazing. Scientists pumped tons of cement into abandoned anthill and discovered a megacity in the earth. Now, I will start by saying it really is cool. There's a video that accompanies it. Jessica, did you look at the video? It's insane. It's very interesting. Scientists discovered a secret city hidden in the ground after pumping tons of cement into an abandoned anthill. Earthsky reported that scientists were beside themselves after uncovering a former ant colony in the earth. Over the course of 3 days, a team of scientists pumped around 10 tons of cement into an empty anthill. Their mission was captured in the documentary Ants, Nature's Secret Power. It was in italics. I wanted to give it some respect. And it and it is mind-blowing to see how intricate the underground network was. After weeks of digging, scientists unveiled an impressive structure of a former ant colony hidden underneath. I mean, this would make a great Pixar flick, a Bug's Life sequel. Anyone? The tunnels revealed that ants had moved 40 tons of dirt to create the underground structure. The narration in the clip
What?
discloses there are subterranean highways connecting the main chambers, and off the main routes are side roads. And if you watch the video, it is that. They will be like these
Mm-hmm.
round, almost like, because they're tiny, those are like big caves for
Mm-hmm.
them. And then a super thin little hole. Like if you're watching us, you'll see me making all of these weird hand gestures, but like that went to the next one, and it was huge. Um, the paths branch and lead to many fungus gardens and rubbish pits. The narrator adds that these tunnels are designed to ensure thorough ventilation and cut transportation time in half. Now, when they were
Hmm.
uncovering this, Jessica, it was taller
Mm-hmm.
than them, if that gives you
Yeah.
any idea.
It's insane.
Everything looks like it's been designed by an architect, a single mind. But of course, that isn't true, the narrator said. This colossal and complex city was created by the collective will of the ant colony, the superorganism. As footage of the hidden city began to emerge on social media, many were left completely shocked. One person wrote, "Wow, ants are so small but so powerful and smart for survival. They built a
Mm-hmm.
super city underground." A third person commented, "Ants in their colonies are genuinely one of the most intriguing parts of nature. They are strong little creatures. These amazing insects can carry 10 to 50 times their own weight, but their skill doesn't stop there." According to the Journal of Biomechanics, a team of researchers found that this is insane, the neck joint of a typical American field ant can withstand pressures up to 5,000 times its own weight. Its neck!
What?
Ants are impressive mechanical systems. Astounding, really, said Carlos Castro, assistant professor. "Before we started, we made a somewhat conservative estimate that they might withstand 1,000 times their weight, and it turned out to be much, much more." Uh, if you can Google, just I'm sure you can just Google cement ant city. Here's where I
Mm-hmm.
get a little bit like, ugh. So this was an abandoned colony. These are scientists.
Mm-hmm.
They made sure whatever. We have to trust that that's the case anyway.
Right.
But I don't know if you remember at the beginning of COVID, there were all these videos coming out of people that were pouring. Um, some of them were silver, but
Liquid metal.
liquid metal into ant colonies. And yes, it came out
Yes.
very, very cool to see all the things that they had built. However, aren't you murdering all of those ants?
Yeah.
So, like, I love that for science and that they got to see that and we get to learn more about that. But
Mm-hmm.
please don't anybody get any ideas of making a really cool um,
Yeah.
table, coffee table piece and murder hundreds of thousands of ants. I don't
Totally.
know. It bothers me. That was not the case here. And I'm sure there are other people who do it sustainably without harming whatever, but gotta be careful, I think. Because also what happens someday if there's so many more of them than us? What if they take us over?
They probably could.
I don't know if
I
you've ever
loved
been bit
watching
by an ant,
ants.
but
Uh,
it
you mean
hurts.
one of the times when the cops came when we were all drinking and cutting up in somebody's neighborhood, and as usual, everybody ran like the wind, and I was like,
Yeah.
ah! I just stopped. Well, before I stopped, I jumped behind a ditch when everyone else was running. So I'm like, I can't run that fast. And I jumped into a freaking fire ant hell.
Oh man, those things hurt. They hurt.
It's cuckoo. Yes.
Yeah.
I used to love watching ants. I still do, but I don't remember the
I
last time I
do.
saw a ton of ants. I used to be fascinated watching them run up and
Eh,
down a
Yes.
tree or the ground, and some of them are carrying something and just being like, what the? And they are like
So
perfect
organized.
little navigators in traffic.
Yes, and they use each
It's
other's bodies as bridges if
amazing.
they need to.
Yes.
That's insane to me.
It's
Like, "Hey,
fascinating,
Tony, get up here. Let me hold your ankles. You reach out. We'll send somebody else up. We're gonna get there,
right?
man." No, no way.
So cool.
Tony the ant, go home. Don't be
Okay.
sticking yourself out there. No, it is so cool what That's
Yeah.
why it's, like, so hard to believe that humans are the only intelligent, life form out there. Like,
Yes.
we're learning every day that so many more animals and insects and things than we realize have way more sentient, abilities and certainly
Yep.
very good skills that we don't have.
I
I
mean,
always think of Super
also,
Troopers. Did you not Super Troopers, Starship Troopers. Did you ever watch that movie
no,
with Diet Carey Elways, Casper Van Dien?
no. I
And
know what
there's a
you're talking about, but I've
huge
never watched it.
vagina bug, and they're trying to take over the world. It looks like a
Shut up.
straight up vagina. Straight up looks like a vagina. Anyone who's seen that movie will know. And
Oh
if you
my
haven't,
God.
it's a fun watch. I've watched it about 6 times. And there's something for everybody. There's bugs, there's space, there's boobies, whatever you want.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that's my corner.
Amazing. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, let's rave it up, shall we?
Yeah, yeah.
So we are in the midst of Pride Month, and happy Pride to
Happy
everyone, to
Pride.
all of our friends around the world. We love you and we stand with you. And
Absolutely.
actually, a little Hollywood, our friend little Dominic Bellavia, who I'm going to be Mrs. Doubtfire in for some this summer again, and I'm ecstatic,
Yes.
was with his daddy at the Pride Parade, and guess whose car stopped right in front of him that he got to have a full conversation with?
Who?
Melissa McCarthy.
Aw, how cute.
And it was amazing. Picture you're a kid and Ursula just rolled up in a
Oh my
convertible.
god, I did not even think, because I've known her for so long, like, of course,
Uh-huh.
obviously, it would be cool to meet her, but as a child to meet Ursula, that didn't even cross. Oh,
Right?
wow.
It was really
Cute.
cute, and he was very, very excited
Have you heard how people are trashing her for that?
for the role.
Yeah, I guess they're not necessarily trashing her. They're trashing her makeup and saying that she didn't look like Ursula, and the makeup artist had to come out and define their artistic process. I'm like, why are you doing this? We love Melissa. We
Al-
love Ursula. Like, come on, let's just
Also,
get over it.
Ariel is different, and so is Ursula. And last time I checked, Javier Bardem looks nothing like King Triton in the animated Little Mermaid. So who cares?
Who cares? I know. I just don't get it. People just always want
That's
something to be
something that
mad
I
about.
hate, and
I mean, they were
I
mad
actually,
about Ariel. They're still
well,
complaining about that.
I really feel for performers in general, but any Broadway performer that has to then you do the original Broadway run, and then if a show has success, great. The original cast may do it for a year, maybe two
Maybe.
tops,
Yes.
and then they
Yes.
move on to other projects, or they're the ones that then tour with the show around the country. So the replacements on Broadway are someone else, and I'm always like, God, everyone wants it to be like if you're in Wicked, they're expecting you to sound and act just like Kristen Chenoweth. They're
Yeah.
expecting you to sound and act just like Adina Menzel. Yeah, for and many other iconic roles. It's like,
Yes. So weird.
okay, why am I
Well, and
ranting about a
I
rave?
don't know. I don't That's my fault. I'm sorry.
So this is Lambda Legal. LAMBDALEGAL.org. Why you should donate right now. Lambda Legal has been in courtrooms fighting to protect the rights of the LGBTQ plus community and everyone living with HIV for over 50 years. The organization's team of pro bono lawyers uses their knowledge of the law to fight for what's right and have won many high profile, precedent setting civil rights cases spanning from marriage equality to fair employment and gender identity. In
Wow.
addition to litigation, they also use their legal power to help push forward public policy and education campaigns. Because Lambda Legal never charges clients for their legal work and they don't take government funding, They rely on donations to keep the lights on and change a comin'. And it really does say "and change a comin'," which I love. The
I love
Southerner in
it.
me loves that. It's an incredible site. Go check it out. They have all kinds of stuff about their areas of expertise. I love that they're fighting for people's rights within the employment sector, if you will. They have a blog, which I miss a good blog. I used to love reading blogs. It seems like those went by the wayside a while ago. But they have a whole slew of stuff of what they do and how you can get involved. So, like always, they have ways to give, and they also have different events that you can attend and see if it's something that you would like to be a part of and to help out with. This is
Love
something that we
that.
need more than ever. You're going to hear us say it constantly. We're not a political podcast. I don't care. Dana and I both make our views very clear, and our views are that everybody deserves to be treated equal. Equal,
Equality. Love is
equal.
love. Period. 100%. Yep.
And with what's going on around the country and
It's
the idea
necessary
of
right
people
now.
being punished for supporting their children for feeling, quote, different is something I never, ever thought we would see in our
Abhorrent.
lifetime. I thought we were so past all of this.
Well, we in our country, the foster care system is already so over taxed that children are in abusive situations. There aren't places for them to go. They're having to sleep on police floors from
Yep.
time to time. And you want to pull a child away from their healthy family because they want to
Yes.
support their. I mean, don't get me started. Like we said the other day, I
Yeah.
can't believe it. I don't understand why you care. It doesn't affect your life.
Nope.
Let people love who they love. um, don't throw all of your BS science crap at me because I can talk you in circles. Believe me, what you
Right.
are supporting is wrong. If it doesn't mean equal treatment for everyone, you are wrong. I'm sorry. I just don't have any
100%.
patience for it anymore. Love is love.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. Jessica and I have many families in our lives who
Yep.
are from the LGBTQI plus communities, and we support them with every fiber of our being. So
Yep.
there's that. Thank you for sharing
Indeed.
that. And yeah, if you know anyone, I know it sounds crazy, but this is where we are right now. If you know anyone who is transgender or has any of the things that fall underneath this organization's what they can do for people, whether they're in need of it right now or not, let them know
Mm-hmm.
because God only knows when
Yes.
they are going to be in need of it or know someone who will. So please
Exactly.
spread the word. Yay, thank you, Jessica.
Indeed.
My rave today is from consciousstep.com. That's where you can find them. Um, I'm going to read you a little bit about them and sort of about what their website is. Who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Meet our small but mighty team of artists, collaborators, strategists, etc., because we all go above and beyond. Great work requires great people, and we think ours are some of the best creative, kind, and passionate about making a difference every step of the way. So, this they have a community you can join and whatever. It's a website and you can go shopping. They have socks. At Conscious Step, we see a world where everyone can create a lasting impact. We believe that no matter how small your actions make a difference, the things you do inspire those around you and create a ripple effect of change. Our goal at Conscious Step is to connect you with world changing nonprofits, making it easier to make an impact towards today's most important causes. Um, so when you go to their website, you can go up to the menu and you can choose a bunch of their stuff and you can shop. But Jessica particularly told me to look out for shop by a cause. And when you click on that, I'm just going to read you some of the causes that some of these
I love it.
these nonprofits go to: beat childhood cancer, build homes, conserve rainforests, educate kids, empower women, fight for equality, plant trees, protect endangered animals, provide water, provide meals, restore oceans, save dogs and cats, save LGBTQ lives, support mental health, support self check, support space exploration. I mean, run the gambit.
Something for everyone.
Everyone. Everyone.
And I care
So
about all of those
I do
things.
too. I do too. Even space exploration.
Yes,
Yes, of
yes.
course. So anyway, you go, you click on if you want to choose like for example, first up is beat childhood cancer. You click on it.
Mhm.
It says finding cures, saving children, fight childhood cancer and support families with St. Jude Research Children's Research Hospital. And then they have all these socks. So they sell these socks that you can buy in different colors, causes. They have all kinds of things you can buy. You can shop by cause. They have a kids section. The build homes one. Also, not for nothing, but they also have cinnamon sugar scrubs and things like that. But their socks
Mm.
are so freaking cute.
They are.
I am such a sock fanatic, but there's candles, there's all kinds of things. And every single one of these is affiliated with a nonprofit that's giving back. And that's something that
Yep.
Jessica and I always try to profile anyways. Some weeks we don't have a big organization, but like recently we did Dunkin' Donuts because they have this organization that branches off and does so many different things. And that's kind of what
Yes.
this is like. It's like a tree of goodness almost.
Mhm.
You can subscribe and save. You can discover other things about sustainability, the impact that they and their partners have on all of the different causes that they're
Mhm.
going about. Anyway, it's really cool. You can get free shipping on $75 order and above. They have easy returns. You know I love that because sometimes you got to return. Again, that's consciousstep.com. Are you're a little more familiar with them than me, yeah?
Well, the only reason why I knew about it, my friend and I, we were talking about socks because I love to buy socks for people. And one of my friends gave me a look. I said, "Yeah." She told me I wasn't allowed to buy her any more socks because I was giving this friend a lot of socks. But every time I found
No, but
silly
I
socks, I
love
got them
that
for her.
because I never want to buy socks for myself. It makes me mad, especially cute ones that I really want. Because I'm like, come on, for one pair of socks, I can get
I know.
Hanes. I can get 15 pairs for, whatever. But there is a feeling when you put on a cute pair of socks where you go, man, man, man,
Yes.
man.
And
If
that
they're
it's going to a
cute,
good cause.
and then on top of it going, yes. On if you ever want to
Mhm.
buy me socks, I'm never going to get mad
Okay.
because I don't like buying them
Well,
for
the
myself.
hilarious. The friend I was talking to about this said, "Oh, well, I actually got my nephew a subscription to get like it sends him a pair of socks every month, like fun
So
socks."
cute.
And she's chosen, what his interests are. So yeah, I love that. Everybody needs socks, okay?
Yes, and they wear out, and we don't want to go buy them because we don't want to spend the money on them. And then that gets a hole in them. And then you look at your socks and you're like, ooh, they're dingy, or ooh, they're bally, or ooh, they're. But when you have a nice, fresh, cute, or funny pair of socks, I don't know, it puts a pep in your step,
Exactly.
I think. Anyway, let me
I
say that
agree.
again. It's consciousstep.com.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dana.
Of course, Jessica.
Dana,
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
Do you have anything? Do you want to tell everybody how to get a hold of us first?
Sure. So please find us at the Rants and Raves podcast on both Gmail. Nope. Let's start over. Find us at the Rants and Raves podcast on both Instagram and Facebook, on TikTok at the Rants and Raves P, on YouTube, the Rants and Raves podcast. We have our own channel on there. Check it out. You can email us at any time at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com and go to the website, hit the contact button, www.therantsandravespodcast.com. Thank
Yay!
you.
Thank you, Jessica. Is there anything you need to share with everybody? Anything you're watching, doing?
Just I probably said it last week. I can't remember. Somebody somewhere. That's the show. I'm gonna just keep telling
Oh,
people to
yeah.
check out. It's so refreshing in a slice of life. And if you just would like some honest, good, relatable, just again, slice of life content, I it's very refreshing to me.
Interesting.
It's just
Uh,
it's great.
on the flip side of that coin,
Mm-hmm.
a new Hillsong documentary came out. Talks a lot
What
about
is that?
cultish behaviors. It was the
Oh.
mega church that actually started in Australia but got really, really big. There was one in New York, and Justin Bieber and his wife were in it. There were a lot of celebrities in it for a while.
Millsong?
Hillsong.
Hillsong? Oh, I've never heard of this.
Yeah. You know how fascinated I am by cult behavior. It's
Well, and also I
interesting.
feel like Justin got real religious like overnight. Maybe it wasn't overnight, but
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that organization. Oof. Anyway,
weird.
other than that, I have a weird one to shout out. I'm gonna
Sure.
shout out a food. Is that weird?
Okay.
So I went to the convenience store. I was rushing around trying to do stuff. I hadn't brought anything to eat. I didn't want to stop and get fast food. Went to the
Mhm.
convenience store thinking I was going to get like a protein shake or something. But I
Mhm.
happened to see this Beyond Meat jerky.
Shut up. How
I
is it?
love jerky. So when I first got it, I was like taking little nibbles and going, that's not bad. And I'm really judging the texture, really like.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then it got to a certain point where one day I looked at it and I was like, "You've enjoyed every little nibble you've" and just inhaled the whole bag. They have teriyaki flavor and original flavor. I ordered some.
Mhm.
I just got online and ordered some because I'm telling you, no GMOs, no soy, no gluten, 10 grams of plant protein per serving. I bought little snack
Amazing.
packs that are 90 calories per pack. It's a
Yes.
healthy amount of like,
Yeah.
especially because of jerky, you got to gnaw on that. You got to
Okay.
gnaw on it, soak out some of that seasoning. Yummy, 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 yummy. So anyway, the little ones are a perfect thing and it's 90 calories.
Yes.
There's no meat in it. They say the future of protein go beyond snacking with Beyond jerky or tender cuts are marinated, slow roasted, and kettle cooked for a full flavored, delicious bite made with 100% plant-based protein without
Ooh.
GMO, soy, or gluten. You can eat more of what you love with no compromises. Beyond jerky teriyaki, hints of caramelized
Wow.
onion, meets garlicky sweetness for a bold teriyaki flavor that hits all the right notes.
I love it.
So
I
you
was
know
trying
me
to
and my
see.
my battle with I do love meat, but I don't want to eat my friends anymore. So this was a great one. Beyond Meat. Check it out if you haven't heard of it.
I have to. Okay, here it is. I was going to say, you also need to try this, which I found in Cambria, and I can't believe I didn't send it to you. The
Yo, is
brand
it the
is called,
Daya?
no,
Oh, okay.
Pan's Mushroom
Mushroom
Jerky.
jerky. You did mention that to me.
Oh my God. It's
Was
made
it
with
is it good?
dehydrated shiitake mushrooms.
I love
I told my
mushrooms.
friend who's vegetarian, she's not vegan, but she's vegetarian. I said, I'm going to be honest, it's so delicious. I don't think you'll like it because you're going to think it's too real because of the texture. I mean, you have to kind of
That's
pull
how
this
this is
stuff.
too. Yeah,
Uh huh.
I'll have to try
Yep.
that. But I do know
I
that the
love
Beyond
it.
Meat jerky is good. It's real good. And then you were telling me
Absolutely.
about the dairy-free products, the
Daya,
Di
Daiya, because out of all of the vegan and plant based cheeses, it actually melts.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
And
gonna
I
have to
said, like,
try that.
I found about it from a vegan place that sadly isn't there anymore, but I used to eat there all the time and get a veggie burger. And I was like, I thought you said that cheese was vegan. They're like, it is. I'm like, I'm
Well,
shocked. It tasted like a piece of American cheese.
yeah, I happen to be at Target in the freezer section. They have a ton of by that company, a
Yeah.
ton of like frozen meals and stuff with
Yep.
dairy-free cheese and all of that.
They make pizza with their cheese.
Yes.
Definitely check out that brand. It's
Yeah.
now there's many other brands in the last 5 years have sprung up, but Daya is like one that I can vouch for and say it's really good.
Yeah. Well,
And
I
if you
feel
gave
like
it to a
that's how
kid,
I
they
feel
wouldn't
about
know the
this.
difference.
That's why
You
I
didn't
can't
tell
wait
them.
to share this with Dan Tipton, but I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Honestly, a little bit I'm worried he'll eat it all because I've been drinking
Hilarious.
my sweet tea drops and then he got addicted to them and now they're gone all the time. Anyway,
Amazing.
Jessica, I enjoy you.
Oh, I
We
enjoy you, my friend.
we are not going to see each other for a little bit. So I will miss you.
Same.
Um,
Well, you're going to
but I
see
hope
me not too long from now.
well, technically speaking,
No.
yes, but over the course of the release of these, no. Um,
Yes,
I like to
yes.
leave everybody with a little point to ponder. Sometimes they're serious, sometimes they're not. This one is not emotional, but it might be real serious. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know, Jessica, that the human body technically glows in the dark? That's some
No.
predator stuff, like some infrared. I'm like, oh my God, I'm giving
Yes.
off a light and something's going to eat me. Similar to glowworms, which I call myself all the time anyway,
Shut up.
and fireflies, humans are bioluminescent, meaning we emit light. This is mostly as a result of a metabolic reaction in which free radicals are produced through cell respiration, causing us to
Weird.
glow. The big difference between humans and fireflies is that the light we produce is about 1,000 times weaker than the human eye can detect. However, at least one
Wow.
study has captured the glow through ultra sensitive cameras. It's worth noting that researchers found that the light was at its highest in the afternoon and was the brightest in the cheek, forehead, and neck areas, in case they ever make a black light for that. Okay, so cheek, forehead, and neck areas, if predators ever come from space, we will need to
Oh my God.
cover our internal light. We're bioluminescent. A
It's
little bit. I'm
crazy.
gonna walk with my head held a little higher, like I freaking glow. All right, we'll be back next week. Are you drinking whiskey?
Whiskey.
What is?
Water.
Oh, okay. The cup looked yellow. Maybe that
It
was
is a
just my
yellow
dreams.
cup. I
Yeah.
got this. The director gave this on set. It says "hot mess." It was
Oh,
when I played a
how nice.
stripper. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll be back again next. No, I'm just kidding. Good for you, girl. I wish I had the balls. Woo! All
Oh
right.
boy.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.